So, do you remember how shocked, especially Democrats and us liberals, were when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton? Remember that feeling? It was sort of a WTF moment for us. I won't say the F word in case anybody wants to share this for, kids under 18. But do you remember that feeling when we had that what the F? We didn't see it coming. And I'll tell you why it came. It's because a lot of people who, the smug elitists like Hillary Clinton, they were called things like deplorables. And a lot of those so-called deplorables, lower class, not lower class, lower income, lower middle class, average Americans, they got sick and tired of being treated that way. They're not deaf. So here's my pitch. Imagine we still have May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months, maybe a little longer until November. And what if all of us people in the middle, I guess you could call us centrists, us people who want to, what the Kennedy bumper stickers say, heal the divide between left and right. And I would say it's easily the far left and the far right. What if us centrists who wish there were more to choose from than just the corporate DNC types like Biden, Harris, or on the other end of the spectrum, the anti-environment, anti-woman, anti-choice people like the Donald Trump Republicans? What if we just finally agreed to try to come together as a nation and said, we're not going to agree on every issue. Some of us may not back Robert Kennedy's version of Israel. Some of us may not back his ideas on the Second Amendment about guns, the border crisis. Maybe there are some Trumpers who are pro-choice. Maybe there's some Trumpers who are pro-environment, unlike Donald Trump and his cohorts. So, maybe there are some Democrats who are for more stricter border control and more for bodily autonomy on vaccine mandates. There are a lot of issues to consider as we, or the Ukraine war with Russia and the Russia war with Ukraine. People like Kennedy say, he agrees Putin is a thug, but he also understands why they're being so aggressive with Ukraine right now because of NATO. And the list goes on and on. We're living in a very complex gray world. Nothing's black and white. But I think both sides are sick of these, what I guess the Kennedy campaign is called the forever wars. And what the Republican president Eisenhower warned us against, how they just find excuses to keep using our military power to keep people employed who are building bombs and dropping bombs. And if we're not dropping them, we're sending the bombs to them, which is essentially the same thing. So here's my spiel. I'll get to it right now. What if people don't necessarily share this video, but share Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s videos? Because I think he's way ahead of Cornel West and Marianne Williamson and Jill Stein right now. Although all the other three that I just mentioned, I would love to replace Joe Biden. And of course, obviously, Donald Trump. We got to get away from this two-party system. Most Americans feel that way. Most Americans are not happy with the two choices, the two-party system, and the way it's rigged, and the way the DNC tries to sabotage any effort from the Kennedy campaign or any of those campaigns. They're afraid they'll be taking votes away from Biden when they're probably taking just as many votes away from Trump. So, it's a mood issue as far as I'm concerned. So, what if, and I'll shut up now, what if us people who are frustrated and are not happy with the two choices and actually feel more comfortable with somebody like Robert F. Kennedy? What if we rebooted America and just said, I'm sick of protesting. I'm sick of standing in front of the, National Monument with big signs saying this or that. I mean, we got to protest. I'm not saying that's a waste of time, but I'm just saying, what if we started sharing videos and started saying, you know what, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do what I did 4 years ago. I'm not going to vote for Biden when I wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders because I didn't want to see Trump get in. I did that. I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton as opposed to Bernie Sanders because I didn't want to see Trump get in. I did that too. I voted for Hillary. I voted for Biden. I'm not going to do that this year. And I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. And a lot of my liberal Democrat friends I know think that I'm just inviting Trump back into the White House. And believe me, you got to believe me, I don't want to see that happen either. But I also am sick and tired of pretending we live in a democracy when it's being shot down by both parties. And it's not a fair election. And the Electoral College and all that crap. So, I'll shut up now. Okay. That's all I got to say. What if? We got like 6 months to, wow. Imagine if we had that same kind of what the F, but in a good way. A lot of us were like, what? How did our country get to this point where we got a president like a reality TV show host billionaire become president? It's because he's a billionaire. He had all that money. It wasn't just because he was saying what people wanted to hear. Okay, what if? Yeah, go ahead and share this if you want to, but share the interviews. He's not as crazy as you think he is. Believe it or not, the other two guys are.